Oh, hey. Good morning. You're listening to The Wake and Bake.
Here with an entitled man's account of life and death in the West. As a lounge lizard for the interweb, he writes his colorful and unusual stories. But as a man with a podcast, he lives and becomes a part of the epic and evolving years in the new territories of...
Today's episode is brought to you by Tom Crum & Co. That's Tom, T-O-M-C-R-U-M-M and Company. The guy just drives a crazy-ass utility truck. So give him a call. They'll do something for you. Tom and Crum.
Every day it's Christmas. 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 Every day it's Christmas.
Hey guys, don't forget, pick up some of our new groovy shatters. So, it is Tuesday. This Saturday, I am going to be hosting the Biz Fest, the Bizarre Festival in Fresno. It's going to be a good time. There's going to be like 80 plus artists out there doing live stuff, doing the graph, painting live in homage to my homeboy Bizarre, Lord Bizarre. He passed away, and since his passing, we have honored him by doing what he loved. He loved art. He loved graffiti. He loved his friends. He loved his family. And we bring all that together annually now out at Calawa Park. It's a good time. The city has implemented a cover charge, apparently, or they're charging for the use of the park. Thing is it's basically a huge public wall. So for the graffiti artists that paint there, it's a really cool venue. And for the artists that get to rap there or perform there, we've had some really great musical performances, especially the last couple of years. They've really stepped it up. I try to simplify the rules, because you have to have rules or else you got people out there. We got kids at the park. Like last year, there was a soccer game going on, and I'm a filthy motherfucker, but there's a time and a place, and sometimes, emotions get the best of you. But when you have the opportunity to make your own musical set to perform in front of families, that's when you take the opportunity to make it appropriate. And so, basically the three rules that I have for the thing are, bring your own microphone, because I don't want you spitting all over mine. Bring your musical device, because I'm not going to bring a DVD player or a CD player, and I'm not going to bring a laptop. I'm bringing my own musical device, so you have to be able to plug into a PA. And then don't cuss. Those are the three rules. Bring your own mic, bring your own musical device, and don't cuss. And you'd be surprised, or maybe you wouldn't, as to how quickly that the I want to perform list dwindles down. And some people try to hold out until the last minute, and they want to say, "Oh well, I didn't know that I needed my own microphone. I didn't have time to buy a mic. That was what somebody told me one year. And I was just kind of like, you're an MC though. You know, you've got songs to perform. How do you not have a mic? It's like, I'm a chef, but I don't have any knives. I'm a barber. Scissors? No, I don't use scissors. I use other people's scissors. Or, I don't know. How do you have a thing? How do you do a thing without the equipment to do the thing? That's why I'm unrefutedly an entertainer, because I can set up a whole thing. I got the sound, I got the lighting, but no, I'm enjoying an original Nooks and Crannies English muffin. It's crazy because I didn't realize that it said Nooks and Crannies on the packaging. So, anyways, that night after the Biz Fest, I'm going to be performing my lounge act, because I'll have my equipment. And so I'll be doing a show at Veni Vini Vici on Fulton Street over in the Tower District, which is awesome because I haven't been there in a few years. That was, you know, a lot of people have opinions of my act. There's not much I can do about it. Some people don't understand parody, and some people don't understand mimic, and some people don't understand irony, you know. But, you know, I've been called, I guess, you know, I've been compared to, what's his name, Don Rickles. I've been compared to Don Rickles as far as how, you know, how I loosely talk about race and sex and sexual orientation, because I thought that's what we wanted. I thought everybody wanted equality, you know, and so in my line of artistic device, I'm a shit talker. I'm a fucking I'm a roaster, as the PC people would title me. And so it's like always interesting to me that people can't like just wrap their head around that. We'll see how Fresno goes. Like I said, I haven't been there in a few years. Ever since Audie's Olympic closed, it didn't seem like there was much of a point. But, you know, I still have friends in Fresno that might come see me. Maybe you'll be in Fresno. I don't know. It'd be cool if you came by. Throw $1 at your boy. But yeah, I'm gonna see how long I can go. But anyway, that's, you know, that's my public service announcement. I'm gonna play a jam that it's a good song. It's, you know, it's a fun one. It's called The Golden Swag.
And when we come back, I'm going to talk a little bit about stuff. Hope you're excited.
I pray to have endless swag for no MC can ever touch me, for my swag is way too deadly. Listen and learn, Taurus. Swag, what you know about God? What you know about vibes? What you know about pouring up that drink, getting purple stains on your clouds? Yeah, what you know about gang? What you know about fine? Really gonna get it, I ain't stopping till I finish, I'ma spit it to you, know my name. Yeah, what you know about God? What you know about vibes? What you know about pouring up that drink, getting purple stains on your clouds? Yeah, what you know about gang? What you know about fine? Really gonna get it, I ain't stopping till I finish, I'ma spit it to you, know my name. Yeah, what you know about God? What you know about vows? What you know about that drink? Pour it up and don't spill it on your clothes. What you know about gang? What you know about fine? What you know about that candy paint jobs with your lines dripping stains? Yeah, what you know about racks? Warm counting stacks. Mine see me laced up if I'm all counting money, baby, it's just like that. What you know about bass? Floating in outer space. I see me on stage with a dookie rope chain, spitting raps up in your face. Yeah, what you know about swag? Warm pop and tags. Stepping out, get a boots, hair blowing in the wind like a bank account in cash. What you know about tits? Tapped across my fist. It's been a long time since I first got down, but your boy was back on here. What you know about God? What you know about vows? What you know about pouring up that drink, getting purple stains on your clouds? Yeah, what you know about gang? What you know about fine? Really gonna get it, I ain't stopping till I finish, I'ma spit it to you, know my name. What you know about God? What you know about vows? What you know about pouring up that drink, getting purple stains on your clouds? Yeah, what you know about gang? What you know about fine? Really gonna get it, I ain't stopping till I finish, I'ma spit it to you, know my name. My trunk is like a beast. It rumbles in the street. I roll around town with the window roll down, spitting nothing but that heat. Got fire on my feet. Vintage Jordan 3s. If you wanna find me, you can find me at the mall, dropping way over a G. Money ain't no thing. You young just make me laugh. By the time I was 20, had a caddy on 20, drinking 40s, do the math. Scissor pin, no flash. I'm leaning tilted back. Like another bus screw when the wiggle ready to, baby, jam me up about that. Slide one is a king. Like rock, I'm a microphone fiend. Roll up on the scene, and if you look at it trigger, you know I'm riding clean. Ladies wanna love, they also wanna thug. Gotta give up what they want, baby, but the hell not now. God will make me lunch. What you know about God? What you know about vows? What you know about pouring up that drink, getting purple stains on your clouds? Yeah, what you know about gang? What you know about fine? Really gonna get it, I ain't stopping till I finish, I'ma spit it to you, know my name. Yeah, what you know about God? What you know about vows? What you know about pouring up that drink, getting purple stains on your clouds? Yeah, what you know about gang? What you know about fine? Really gonna get it, I ain't stopping till I finish, I'ma spit it to you, know my name. What you know about God? What you know about vows? Swag.
Today's episode is brought to you by Gorilla Jiu-Jitsu Family Martial Arts, 925-598-0089. I mean, if you saw how this guy jumps in the back of his truck at a stoplight, you'll sign up for his courses today. That's Gorilla Jiu-Jitsu in the 925 area. Let me see. Talk now. Let me see.
Yo, what up, what up?
Oh, it is working. Okay, good. So, Yeah, so welcome to the podcast. We got Keen Vision on the podcast right now. I spent
Team Vision on the mic.
I spent New Year's with this guy. We did New Year's at Half Dome together, and he's gonna be one of the performers at the Biz Fest here this Saturday daytime. So I'm excited to hear some of the tunes. I finally had a minute to really listen to the David Bowie Willie Nelson mashup you made me.
Oh, nice, man. What'd you think of it?
It's good. It's good. I was gonna I was thinking about putting it on the show, but then I was like, no, I don't want to like show my hand before, I want to write something to it. I was just gonna play the instrumental, but then I was like, nah, I wanna do something with it. And then
Oh yeah, for sure.
I was gonna feature it as just an instrumental and be like, check this out. But then somebody else will be
Yeah, no worries, man. No rush on that. Whenever
Yeah.
that inspiration hits.
oh, I'll have something by Saturday for sure. For sure.
Oh, sweet.
So what
Right on, man.
how many songs you planning on doing this year?
You know what? I think we have a full set that we're kind of arranging. But I mean, the fact that it's like 5 of us, 5 dudes, it's like having a relationship with 5 dudes. You could try to imagine that.
Yeah.
So getting everything organized and actually having it ready like the day of, that sometimes fortunate we can actually do that. But we'll probably play at least 15, 20 minutes, whatever time allows. I hadn't really heard too much about it yet. So,
Yeah, well,
we're pretty light on our feet though.
I just got the lineup from Rain a couple nights ago, and so I was gonna call everybody tomorrow and make sure everybody has a microphone and everybody has their MP3 players, because
Very cool.
in the years of the past, people tried to show up with just like a CD and say, "Yeah, man," or just their phone, and they go, "Yeah, man, let me jump on," and I'm like, "No."
No, you can't. No, sorry. Go away.
Yeah, well, because the whole thing is I mean, like I don't think that we ever had a lot of rules. I think it's always pretty much been the same 3 rules. You know what I mean? No cussing.
Yeah,
And no cussing. Bring your mic. Bring your music maker. You know what I mean? Like, and
yeah, definitely.
and it cracks me up because I mean, like, I don't remember if you've had the conflict, but it seems like it's always like the first timers. Whenever I tell them that, they're like, "Oh," but I've had people tell me,
Oh, yeah.
I've had people drop out at the last minute whenever, everything's cool until like I do the follow up on Friday, or this year it'll just be a Wednesday call and then a confirmation on Thursday. but but basically, I call everything's cool, and then like at the last minute, they're like, "Man, I couldn't get a microphone because I didn't have time to buy one because I didn't realize I was gonna need a microphone," and I'm just like, "That's your job, like you know what I mean? Like you're the one telling me you're an MC. Why don't you have your tool? And so
Yeah.
so it's a it's kind of a bummer because I hate because dude, I was that guy once, but at the same time, I got what's it called, hard love, or heavy-handed love.
Mhm.
But so
You know what's funny is that it takes like I've known a lot of people like that throughout the years, and those are usually the coolest fucking people because you're not like you kind of got to look past a layer of uncomfortability in yourself to be able to connect with the person.
yeah,
And so when somebody has that, like the mentality you carry, it kind of weeds out the bullshit people. You know what I mean?
Totally.
Because it's like they got to get through the layer of heat before they can let their ego go enough to be like, wow, this guy's kind of just making fun.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's that definitely. I mean, whenever I'm hosting the karaoke shows, it's like that. But it's a totally different vibe. Like whenever I'm a host, like for this show, Rain does a pretty good job of letting everybody know that Buck is in charge. You know what I mean? But like
Yeah, definitely.
But you know, there's been times where people have been like, "Well, I talked to Rain. Well, I talked to Rain," and I'm like, "Cool." You know what I mean? That's cool. That's cool. But if you're gonna get on my PA, and I was a friend of Bizarre's, so it's not one of those things where this is just an opportunity to perform for me. This is me
Yeah.
taking the reins, so that it's one less thing that Rain has to deal with. And
Yeah, definitely.
and I did it since the first year because she was feeling a little overwhelmed, and it's as it's grown, the lineup hasn't changed much over the last couple of times. Sea Monkey Dew's going to be there again this year.
Oh yeah, she was mentioning that to me.
Yeah, and you're going to be there.
Yeah, it was cool because last year it was really cool, because she came out to that. Actually, you played that toy drive too with Cobalt Toy Drive that we did about like a couple weeks before that, like in December, I think.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And that's where I think that's where I met Sea Monkey Dew. And then Serena came up, Blue Rain. She was just so cool about it. She's like, yeah, we really want some hip hop performers and stuff. I was like, well, I can start hitting up other cats. We got tons of friends who are all kind of in the same flow. They're just kind of wanting to use a platform and perform, and they're kind of unheard. And she was all down for it. So it was really cool for us to be able to bring like Wigonomics, Mr. Clean, like all those guys out there too.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, Wigonomics, he's I love that guy. And Mr. Clean, and then we got Al, that guy Al, or that dude Al.
That fool Al.
That fool Al. Sorry.
That fool Al. Yeah, that guy's dope.
He's been doing some stuff too. I've been I don't know if it's me just paying attention or whatever, but I've been noticing he's been making moves, and that's awesome. That's great.
Yeah. That's really cool, man. I mean, all those cats out in the Bay Area, people in Central Valley kind of get, something going for a little while, and we try to keep that momentum going, but you just have such a flood of fucking people and energy and culture and diversity out there in the Bay, and it's like,
yeah,
there's a lot of opportunity. I love performing out there, man. Every time I get a chance to, it's like, you get a whole different demographic, you get people coming up to you liking your shit that you'd never fucking think, like 50-year-old fucking males coming up, and I'm like, you like my shit? And they're like, yeah, man, it's fucking cool, dude. Don't stop what you're doing. And that's the kind of shit that inspires, when you get a fan out of someone you'd never expect.
Dude, okay, hey, so it's funny that you brought that up, because I did want to bring up, how you and I were talking while we were chilling at the tables at Half Dome. We were talking about people that are kind of they only make it or they don't even make it through a season working at Yosemite National Park. And they're,
every year we have that first fucking wave of people.
Yeah, and it's usually like the people that have like pre-made dreadlocks, and they've already got their head bandanas. They got that cool cultural lineage, on it or whatever. They're like they already look kind of grungy, and then they're like, oh, I couldn't really hang here. Well, besides you and your friends, I had a total stranger approach me, and I could tell he was a little socially inept, and he was like I called him my number one fan at Yosemite, but he was just very timid and very just sketchy, to say the least, but he was very complimentary, and I could tell that he wanted to ask me if I ever thought about singing seriously. but he didn't want to say those words. You know what I mean? Because I get that a lot. Like I have people say, "Well, have you ever considered like a real singing or a true singing career?" It's kind of how they try to word it or whatever. But he was trying to get around that question, and so I just said it to him. I said, "Oh, you mean like, can I sing for realsies?" And he was like, yeah. And I was like, yeah, man. I was like, I mean, I was pretty much singing for realsies, tonight. And he was like, yeah, I guess you were.
Yeah, totally.
And he goes,
It's the content, people are caught up on the ideas of content. It's like, that's not what art is, art can be abstract, art can be anything the fuck you want it to be, I could be talking complete nonsense without actual linguistical fucking terms.
Yeah.
And it's scat. So,
Yeah.
I mean
oh no, I have a guy in my group, Slop Opera. We have a guy that he doesn't even make sense. It's like he's like that guy in Wu-Tang that's just like neck chop, neck chop the bobble top.
Yeah.
Fucking what the fuck are you saying? And that even I can't even not make sense, bro. I'm too good. But no. So what was crazy about this guy though was then once he got all of his questions out about me, then I asked him. I was like, so how long you been here? And he's like, I've only been here since the beginning of the summer. and I was like, oh, so I was like, so how long are you gonna, are you looking to do it for the long haul? And he's like, nah, I'm actually leaving this week.
Oh, dude, I know who you're talking about. Was he flamboyant?
Yes, but he was very low key. Because I think he could tell I wasn't gay, so like that might have been off putting too.
Whoa, I think I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Because the way you did that impression, it was like almost spot on with somebody I know.
Yeah.
No, like long black hair, a little bit heavy set.
I mean, it was hard to say. I mean, he wasn't really that heavy set from what I could tell. He was the guy that I was talking shit to. He had his back to me. He was on his phone, and I kept calling him the pirate or the ship's captain. I think I called him the ship's.
That's fucking hilarious. I don't know if I think I might have missed that, man.
No, he's on my. I took a picture with him on my Instagram. If you want to confirm. He's a little taller than me, and he didn't really want to take the picture. That's what was even better, was that I made him.
Oh, dude, that's awesome.
Because I was like, dude, there's always at least one person that has enough guts to come up and talk to me after my set. And I said,
yeah.
And you're the only one, besides the people I already knew,
I've always fucking loved that part of performing, because it's a really interesting time when you say your piece and you get off the microphone and suddenly you have to go back to just being, or you're expected to be like just your fucking self. But then you have like this new interesting dynamic between you and everybody in the room.
Yeah.
It's no longer some person that they haven't really talked to or seen, but like now they're the ones who are in the silence, and you're like, it's like, what's this? This is a very strange dynamic. How do I talk to this person? How does this person talk to me? And so It's really fun when people get to come up and they realize, like, okay, you're not an asshole, Buck, or you're not just tapping on the whole time like you would if you're on stage or something, or just being outlandish. Like, you have substance, you're a fucking human being. Same thing with me, like everyone thinks that I'm like all fucking positive 100% and like philanthropist, and it's like, no, dude, like I'm fucking full of doubt and hate and anger and all these other things too.
Yeah.
I have a platform in which I choose to try to invoke social change, but it doesn't mean that that's my whole fucking life in every single second.
Yeah. Oh no, dude. So I was talking a little bit about the Fresno. I'm going to be doing an after show. I'm doing my lounge act at Vinny Vici on Fulton. After the Biz Fest. And
are you gonna do it there at the ski shop?
No. It's Vinny Vici. It's like it's a hipster like Greek, Italian, Mexican fusion.
Oh, okay. I think I know the place you're talking about. I think it's on that same road though.
It's over in the Tower District.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah, it's like the same exact area. Because I think that's where we did the after party last year. So you're gonna be doing like an after performance there?
Well, I mean, I'm basically, since I'm gonna be in town and I'm gonna have my equipment. My buddy Drain, who's in Lords and he's in Tits Crew, paired it. He managed it for me, and was like, "Hey, do you want to do the after party?" Because we had talked before on a few other things about making sure that we that we connected on the after party tip, And so yeah, so we did, and it was this year. I mean, it's basically a Buck Stallion show. I'm gonna go for as long as I can. I'm probably gonna take like a couple of intermissions and let the groups or the the audience like recharge a little bit. But I'm gonna like take it from like a romantic lounge act into like a dance party, fucking Tijuana fucking weekend, fucking crazy.
What the fuck? That's part of transition.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's usually what I do if I have the opportunity to be in 100% control of the atmosphere, is I started off slow and romantic and just slowly start to seep in. Like I'm going to sing it actually makes a lot of my friends really happy cuz I sing as straight-faced and as, honest lyrics as I can for as long as I can until somebody acts rude or I just fucking can't handle the atmosphere. You know what I mean? Like it's just like
nice.
Nobody's vibing. And whenever people start getting too drunk and they stop listening to the romance, then then I gotta grab the bulls by the horn and start running them. But
that's cool. You have sort of an adaptive approach to it,
Yeah, no, it's very freestyle for sure. But what was crazy is I fucking had this episode where I was doing a show, and basically what I would do to like warm up and to get my own jitters out is I would do like a 15 to 30 minute set at the beginning of the night, and then we would do karaoke the rest of the night. And I would sing with people if they wanted me to. It was kind of a fun thing. Well, fucking this particular set, I had set it up, and it's like it opens with Mr. Rogers, and it's Fred Rogers, and he's like, it's actually Mr. Rogers, and he's talking about whether you're a boy or a girl, and if you're born a boy, you're a boy, and if you're born a girl, you're a girl. That's just the way you are,
I remember you telling me something about this. I think when we were in the parking lot.
Oh yeah. No, this is because to me this is like one of those things where I wasn't really I like. It's not that I wasn't thinking. It's just that I like it. To me, it's just all fucking funny. You know what I mean? Like it.
Yeah.
Like it.
Yeah, 100%, man.
I'm not discriminatory at all. Like I'm gonna make fun of everybody, and having Fred a word from the ghost of Fred Rogers explain genitalia at the beginning of a show to me was just hilarious. Now, if you're feeling awkward about your sexuality, if you're feeling unsure about how the society is taking your sexuality, maybe that would be offensive, to have somebody fucking say that. But I didn't say it.
Yeah.
Fred Rogers said it, and I just pantomimed it and talked and pointed at my boobies and I pointed at my penis, and and that made him mad. And so then the first song I actually sang, they mooed at me. And then and then I did, again, it was Super Bowl Sunday. So I said, what are you guys mad that that the 49ers didn't make it to the fucking Super Bowl? Cause it was like a year, like, it was that weed year. It was like the Denver Broncos. It was, who was it? The Green Bay Packers and the Denver Broncos or some shit.
To be honest with you, man, I do not remember.
Anyways, it wasn't anybody in California. You know what I mean? And in Fresno, they're going to be 49ers fans. This is my logic. And so that pissed him off even more because now I am homophobe. It's for sure. Because fucking those are two jokes he's made about gays. And then they jumped up on the stage and said, San Francisco is the most beautiful town in the world. And I was just like, yeah, okay. All right. I don't know what that means.
Damn.
But it didn't. Yeah,
Hey,
I hate that.
What podcast do you have me on right now?
We are on Spreaker.com/BuckStallion. It's spelled.
I was gonna post that on Facebook just so all my followers could maybe tune in.
Oh yeah. Well, and why don't you tell everybody on my podcast where they can find you?
Yeah, for sure. So you can find me on IG, Instagram. I'm probably most active. I'm kind of a Facebook slug. But on IG, you can find me at Keen Vision Living, KEEN Vision, LIVIN. And you can find me on Facebook. You just look up Keen Vision. You should be able to find me. Otherwise known as Kevin Utley. That was my name given at birth, but I decided to alter that.
Tight. Okay.
Yeah. Could you shoot me that link one more time, and I'll go ahead and post it in my feed.
Yeah. It's SPREAKER.com/BUCKSTALLION.
Like Spreaker?
Yeah, like speaker with an R.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm gonna post it right now. Sweet, thanks, dude. So what you got going on for the rest of your lovely day, Buck?
I'm gonna go deliver flowers to the Bay Area.
Nice, got flower runs?
Yeah, so if you have any friends that need flowers, tell them to go buy them at the CVS's in Berkeley or Oakland, or where else am I going today? Walnut Creek.
Oh, nice. Yeah, Walnut Creek's an interesting area. We were there last year on our Citizens of the World tour, and they threw us in we ended up playing at this super high end uptown club, dude, where it was almost all women, and they were all dressed in really really top notch shit, and all the drinks were through the roof. They were playing really abstract artsy music and stuff, and so we were about to go in there, and I think the first thing Mr. Twing's even talking about smoking weed. So the first song, it just totally shatters the ambiance and the energy that they had in this room, man. It was a wild experience because it was just not our demographic at all. They were coming in there boom bap bass and clacky drums, and they were just not ready for it.
Well, but sometimes and that's kind of where I like to, especially for what I do, that's kind of where I like to try and find the, what is it? What the fuck is going on out here? That's where I like to try and find the hidden fans, maybe.
Yeah, totally.
The fans that wouldn't normally be your fan, but you get them to break away from their friends and come over and tell you that you're awesome.
Oh yeah, no, that's definitely the shit. I love that. And actually, I had a thing like that the New Year's Eve because believe it or not, I knew some of the people there, but surprisingly enough, the people that I even knew didn't realize it was me performing because half of them don't understand that I'm a musician or a producer or a rapper, an MC or anything. And so it was really interesting to kind of experience in that light. And I had a couple people come up afterwards. And, a lot of people are really into Gucci Gang, Post Malone and Drake and all that stuff nowadays. That's the popular stuff. And
right.
So whenever I get somebody from that kind of new wave of energy to come up and compliment me, it's pretty cool. And I had somebody come up that evening, and he was like, "Man, okay, I kind of gotta let you know you're cool." And it's funny because it's I don't jump the gun and say fuck you for even acting I needed you to say that, but it doesn't bother me at all, because it's that's cool that they had that. Maybe initially when they first heard the music or first heard me saying something, they didn't like it, and then further along through my verse or my chorus or something, there might have been one line or something that they related with, and it just took that little fucking moment of relation for them to, like you said, break away from their fucking norm of their little byproduct of a fucking social norm that they're in and be like, hey, you know what? Actually, I kind of like this person a little bit.
Well, yeah, I mean, I noticed whenever I started leaving, I started leaving like my own comfort zones and doing venues that I didn't necessarily fit in. Like it was a real harsh divide in the crowd. You had people booing you, and people fucking talking shit to you or trying to fight you or whatever. But at the same time, like I said, in my line of entertainment, that's money. You know what I mean? That's just that's more entertainment. That's more material. That's more, everything. So I don't know. It's kind of, it's a real delicate line to walk, I think.
No, yeah, it definitely is. I mean, especially today's day and age, we have so many people that are all over the spectrum on what's PR and what you can and can't talk about. And it's like, dude, that's not what the fuck we're supposed to be doing. Like, if anything, we've always been known in this fucking country to be able to speak our goddamn minds to the fullest degree. And I'm all for people fucking gassing it on shit I don't agree with, because it's the only way you're ever going to really fully feel around the things that we supposedly agree or disagree with. You know what I mean? It's
for
to
sure.
Understand it. And and it seems like the millennials in my generation is just fucked in that regard, because it's like, nobody wants to talk. And it's like, well, let's sit down at the fucking coffee table and get to know the people before we even say we dislike them, anybody.
For sure. Yeah, yeah. Well, and that's, I don't know, like this Sunday, I had some young millennials show up at my show, and they were actually sent there by somebody that's 10 years younger than me. So they're 20 years younger than me. But they fucking came down, and I was standing there talking to somebody about people's acceptance of entertainment, whether it's something they understand or it's something that they learn to appreciate. And right then this gal walks in, and she looks around at the bar, and I hear her go, "Oh, wow." And I'm like, oh boy, we've got a rookie. Fuck. Yeah. Anybody that walks into a bar and says, "Oh, wow," out loud, fuck. You know what I mean? Like, she might be puking on the floor by the end of the night if she stays.
It reminds me, you bringing up the whole PR thing, and like how you talk about, like, you might have had like the Mr. Rogers thing, somebody might have taken offense to it. I don't know if you got a chance, but I think it was last year. I don't say it's from 2017, but it's the Dave Chappelle episode, and he, in this whole thing, man, I mean, he pokes fun in so many directions, in so many unpolitically correct ways, and by the end of the show, you can't help but feel like you could have had people from every different demographic and every different class system in today's world in that room, and at some point in the performance they would have been pissed at him, and at the end it seems like everybody's joined in a holy fucking union, dude, just laughing their asses off. It's great.
Yeah, no, dude, I don't know. People, they go in it's a phase thing. People go in phases of what they want to accept as humor. And where we're at right now is, it's like somebody pulled the scab off. You know what I mean? We've had a lot of years of, I don't know, I was raised on chauvinistic humor. You know what I mean? It's not how my dad acted necessarily to my mom, but it is how I saw it played out on TV, regularly. And to me, Archie Bunker was funny. I watched Archie. I don't know if you've ever seen Archie Bunker, but the guy's fucking hilarious.
Oh yeah.
And
yeah, no, I know. I'm familiar with Archie Bunker.
And even in today's day and age, dude, within this PC world, you can look at that and it's not that cringy. It's not as, you know what I mean? I was watching it just recently, because sometimes, some people say, Blazing Saddles, that wouldn't fare well in today's day and age. Well, it still is out there. Like, maybe it's not on Netflix and it's not on fucking Hulu, but it still exists. It's still a movie, and people can still see it, and people should see it, because fucking it shows how ridiculous any kind of prejudice other than individual prejudice are, you know?
No, you're absolutely right, dude. You're 100% fucking right. And you know, I was just recently listening to an audiobook or like some kind of podcast. I think it was like a TED Talk when me and my wife were driving back up to Yosemite. It's like a 2.5 hour drive in the time we go to Modesto and back. And we were coming across this guy who he's from a university and he's talking about art, and he was talking about how, you know, people are going around the United States. And I gotta start it off by saying, you know, like this guy's an African American male, and he's starting out the discussion by talking about how everybody's going around the United States and they're wanting to take down old statues of people that are of a prejudiced type or had a prejudiced influence in, you know, in the world, or even slavery or anything of that matter. And so a lot of people are saying they want to go around and take these statues down. And he actually brought up a really fucking cool point, which I think really related with what you just said. And he said, no, we don't need to take these statues down. We need to leave them up. Because the fact is, just like you said, but people need to be able to see the fucking history and understand the ridiculousness of it, and understand what happened in our past in order to fucking move on into the future. And so what this guy's recommending is amending the statues. So I think one of the ones he said that he saw was there was one of our presidents on a horse, and next to them, behind them, were a Native American and an African American slave. And so that, you know, that basically showed that they were on the ground level, and that this European Caucasian male leader was above them on the horse, if he was able to do that. Well, what this artist had recommended is, instead of trying to just disassemble all of that whole fucking piece, to complement it, you could put the Native American and the African American on a horse next to him.
Oh, wow.
And it's like, it's symbolic, you know, and it does wonders in the sense of reprimanding shit rather than fucking trying to tear down and destroy shit. You know what I mean? It allows us to kind of rewrite and sort of still connect with our past, but understand how it's gonna fucking make for a better day. Like, rather than just fucking sitting and, like you said, the fucking scab that needs to be pulled off.
Well, yeah, and everybody, I mean, when you pull that, I don't know, I've offended a lot of people in the last year with my antics, just because I don't vote, and so they say, like, you know, you can't say anything if you didn't vote.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, whatever, but I still think it's fucking hilarious and chaotic, and, you know, I'm along for the ride whether I voted or not. But you know, one of the things that I said was that, you know, we might get to see, you know, and I guess saying we get to is inappropriate, but we might get to see the destruction of North Korea. We might, you know, the annihilation of just this fucking rabid country. And we actually might get to see the annihilation of the government that everybody hates, because they're going to fucking self-destruct. And
well, you know what? I think I can agree with you more on that. And I want you to finish what you're saying, but I have a really fucking cool sort of angle to bring to that too when you finish.
Oh, well, I mean, that's pretty much it. But like, for a lot of people, that's fucking hugely offensive, because they don't want it. Like, for one, they don't want anybody to be murdered, even if it's semi-necessary. I know that a lot of, you know, some people will say that murder is never necessary. It's never an alternative. But dude, if somebody was to go and see the propaganda that they have, the intention that North Korea has, and the way that they're all being brainwashed to want to murder us. They want a nuclear attack us and annihilate us. And it's kind of like everybody says, "Oh no, the refugees are cool. They're just people that need an opportunity." And it's like, dude, I've let a crackhead fucking come and crash on my couch, and the motherfucker still stole from me.
Yeah.
It sounds harsh, but dude, I got Netflix recently. Thank you, girlfriend number 2, shout out. But I got Netflix recently, and I fucking I watched Bill Burr because I found out that I'm not the only person that thinks like that. Like, if you ever listen to any of Bill Burr's comedy, we're of the same mentality. You know what I mean? We're of the same mind. And so it's like, I don't feel so bad about it because he wants to take people, if he was in control of the world, he would kill people that to die on. He would kill them on cruise ships. He would just sink cruise ships to take out 3,000 people at a time to work, to level off the population. And I'm just I don't care about that so much because I know we've got plenty of land and we can always build up to accommodate. But my thing is bad people. I just, and I don't think that I don't think our judicial system is right. I think that these the algorithms police that they're working on are probably going to be the next best thing that they came up with. I know it sounds horrible, but we've kind of asked for martial law, and we deserve a police state with all the fucking, uncouth behavior that we've been doing. And I don't mean me or you, but I mean just Americans in general, just fucking breaking shit when they're not mad. All these marches and all these protests,
Well, yeah, but what's really interesting is you bringing that up. I try not to dive too deep into conspiracy in any level, and always try to remain pretty clear about things. But it's really interesting to think about the difference between our own military being active on us, and then things such as the UN. I don't know if you're familiar with any of that or been following any of that, but there's been a growing amount of reason to believe that, the UN essentially have a global police, and they can act. And in a sense of, if we see, for example, any kind of wrongdoing within our own structure, then the UN can step in, and basically we may see UN police, like you were saying. Martial law would be in effect, but more on a global scale rather than a national or state scale.
Yeah. No. My thing, it's inevitable. It is inevitable because of lawlessness and because of crime and just fucking everything. From the lowest levels of life to the fucking top tier of fucking incomes. You know what I mean? There's criminals of every race, color, creed, and annual income level. So that's what I'm saying, though. Fucking all these, a lot of these people that are going out and breaking shit. Some of them are from the hood, but some of them are rich fucking little kids. They're just fucking rich. They're rich kids that want to get that selfie of them being a part of something rebellious. And
that definitely happens, dude. There's definitely a demographic for that, and that's the unfortunate thing with today's society, and just the way that everything is on every level of different class system is that you have opportunists, man. You have people who just, they jump on the hype, and anytime someone's really trying to speak out and make an actual change in society, you have other people who are kind of they don't really understand the content or the soul of the fucking idea of what's going on, and they just want to embody the quick moment of hey, like you said, I'm going to get a selfie, or I'm going to fucking wreck this car and have a bandana over my face. I don't really know what it means, what rights they're fighting for. I don't really know, but I just want to fucking get into the energy bubble and fucking go crazy.
Yeah. And we provide that kind of environment right now with the internet and everything else, so it's kind of
yeah, dude, it amplifies it. But something interesting that you said earlier, about the disassembly of like different corrupt systems on any scale. I don't know if are you familiar with cryptocurrency, or have you been following it all?
Cryptocurrency?
Yeah, like Bitcoin.
Oh, I'm a Bitcoin master, bro. I bought $250 in Bitcoin, and I lost it within a month in one of those pyramid schemes. It was amazing. So I'm cool.
Oh,
I'll just resort to fucking, I'm gonna keep stockpiling my cash like I have been. And
something really interesting, like outside of just the Bitcoin itself or the cryptocurrency itself, is the underlying framework for how it is operated, and it works off of a system called blockchain. And basically, the way it works is, if you could think about like the central banking system and the way we work on the dollar now, right?
Right.
So you have one institution or one organization that oversees the regulation of the currency, and so it's kind of left to people within that small organization or that one area to manipulate things if they ever want to. And if you jump into blockchain, essentially what it is it's the only way that cryptocurrency can work is if you have a multiplicity of computers that are running the blockchain system, in which you have to have, you basically have more people around the world, more people within your community, more people wherever, involved in the process of the crypto transaction, the relay of each of the like basically them stating how much each piece is worth or how much each one is worth is based upon the interconnection between different computers. So they want to take this technology because it's based on encryption. So each computer has to have a certain, a cipher. So it's like 1 equals A, A equals 3, but this is like, it can go into eons beyond what we can understand with our human mind. So the computer encrypt it all. They want to be able to use this to implement it into voting systems. And so this way, you basically have the ability to vote at the touch of your hand in your fucking phone or your tablet or whatever, and it's all encrypted. So across the globe, you no longer have people like manipulating all the polls. You no longer have all the people pulling heavy ass amounts of, funds and shit into campaigning and just getting people on that level. But you suddenly have people with them at their fingertips. So it's no longer the people that are sitting there like, fuck all this bullshit. I don't want to be involved in it or anything like that. Suddenly they're going to have the chance to just do it anyway. So they're like, fuck it, I'll just try it anyway. Like for yourself, if you had the chance to vote on the phone, wouldn't you have been like, hey, fuck it, I'll just hit it?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, and I mean, and that's the thing. But we have such a fucked up, convoluted system of a government and a society that everybody feels kind of displaced. We feel complacent a lot of the time, so we may not feel the one to get up and go to the voting booth because we feel like it's all fucking rigged anyways, or there's all this money or this or that. But if we had the ability to just do it and say fuck it anyways, and it's on our phone, we're a society of convenience. We love convenience, and I think if that was implemented, I think for sure people would just tap it right away.
Well, my thing was if I had just bought the Bitcoin and just sat on it and not done anything with it, and then traded it whenever it was at that bubble, stage, I would have made like $20,000. But I fucked up and I put it in like some weird pyramid Ponzi scheme thing, and it was one of those things that it could shut down any day, and it shut down.
Yeah. So that's true, man. And one of there's actually dominant markets within Bitcoin that are pretty much like internationally. There's entrepreneurs and there's people that are on every different level of the board with business that are actually building up momentum in that realm of marketing and starting to invest in it because it's extremely secure. I mean, it's as secure as our own banking system. You know what I mean? Our own Federal Reserve.
Right.
So, it's interesting though. But I have a few friends up here in the park that I've been talking with over the last few days, and I have basically, one of my friends was talking to me last night. He said that the best way to go about it is like you said, you took like 250 or whatever. You just kind of drop it in cryptocurrency, or you drop it in and you see where it goes. Well, he said the best thing to do is, instead of watching it and letting yourself just drive crazy, you put it in and you don't watch it, and you let it go on for a while. And but what you can do is check in on the graph, and you can actually see the trends in the way that the market fluctuates.
Yeah.
So I mean, it'll spike and then it'll drop. But then just as it drops, it'll spike again. Because every time it drops, that's when people are essentially like, hey, our shit's going down, so we got to sell it, and we have to sell it for cheap. Because it's, the amount per share is going down. If you buy in when people are selling, it looks like a market that you wouldn't want to buy into. But that is the one you want to buy into. So then, like, right when you buy into it, suddenly you buy up all the shares, and it's like flooding the market, essentially, but on more of a, I guess, a holistic scale rather than a one-person opportunity scale. But yeah, it's like you're just kind of riding the market. There's definitely fluctuations, but you are right. I think inevitably at one point or another they will have those hard crashes, and I guess it's just hoping that you don't get caught up in that crest of the wave.
I DJ'd a wedding for a guy that I'm pretty sure he's got to be doing some crypto or something. You know what I mean? Because all he does is sit on a computer. He might just be a regular stock market guy. I don't know. I didn't really ask what he did. He's British, and he's fucking got an elevator in his house. So I just fucking did the wedding. I just did the wedding,
Yeah.
But, well, man, hey, so where can people get a hold of you for this cryptocurrency guidance? I mean, you're only charging 10%, right?
Yeah, I'm only charging 10%, and you can join my pyramid scheme today if you call 1-800-KEEN-VISION. No, yeah, I'm not. I haven't actually taken the liberty to invest myself, man. I'm just very enthusiastic when it comes to new ideas and technologies, and I have a bunch of friends who are really into it. If you want, I could totally send you a link that's forwarded from one of them if you want to post it for anybody that might be interested.
Yeah. No, well, I did my $250 investment, a trial thing, and it went away. I did that for my birthday back in May, and it didn't go well. And so I thought, well, I tried that. That was fun. I'm good. But I have been following the trends, and like I said, within a week, my 250 should have turned into like $2,000. You know what I mean? But I was in some pyramid scheme thing, so that didn't work. But yeah, no, I have a few friends that actually are interested in it, and I started triggering them because I needed them in my pyramid scheme. But they held out, and then they started asking me about it after I fucking fell in. You know what I mean? After I fell through. So that kind of sucked.
So as far as I know, there's no pyramid scheme from the friends that I've been talking to. It's essentially an app, and what you have the option to do, it's a lot like the stock market. It's like there's dominant, and Bitcoin is one of them, but there's like that. I don't know how many. I could do a quick search and start looking at. But if anybody just did research on Bitcoin, or they wanted to just start looking into cryptocurrency, they'll find what are the credible markets. You just continually do research. I mean, that's essentially anything. You want to find out the truth, just look it up. And, bullshit always lies are always different. They have to make up consistent lies for any kind of information out there in the world.
Yeah.
And anything that's consistent and it shows up. You do a fucking search and you find this many different authors, this many different universities, this many different people aligning with the same statement on something, then it's typically going to be more aligned with the truth, right? But all the fucking busy bullshit of lies is all randomosity. So you can see through it if you can look for consistency. But either way, Bitcoin I know is one of the main ones, and that's one of the most popular crypto. Let me do a quick research online. You can give me just 1 second to get it. But as far as it seems, it's like
you're hella fresh.
You want to buy shares, more or less. And it's not like you're going to somebody and you're saying like, I'm going to do this and that, and wait, because if you put 250 and you wait the you essentially just withdraw your funds, or? Are you there, Buck?
Yeah. I didn't hear the last part. You were like breaking up.
Oh, sorry. I'm all the way up here in the mountains, so that's likely to happen a lot.
Yeah.
I was just saying, you said you watched your 250 for like a week or two, right?
No, it was like over a month. I mean, I only kept an eye on it for a couple of days because I wanted to see my pyramid if it was filling. And you have to fill like 2 legs, and I only got one half going, and the other half never got going, and then and then the whole thing shut down. But it was called.
Yeah, dude,
it was called something, and I don't remember what it was now, like Hercules or fucking gold coin party or something. I don't know.
Oh, I see what you're saying. It was like a particular group. So I know a few of them, and I mean, essentially, I guess there were groups too, but Bitcoin is like number 1 right now.
Yeah. There's IOTA.
And I think there's Ethereum, there's Ripple, Bitcoin Cash,
Tron,
Cardano, Litecoin.
There's Doggy Bit or Doggy Coin or something. Doji. They're fucking. They have a what's the Pomeranian is their logo. They have like a Pomeranian in all their commercials. Doggy.
You know how they're named?
I don't know.
Doggy Coin?
Doggy Coin, I think. Yeah.
Is it like DOGE?
DOGI.
Yeah, it looks like there's a dog for the picture.
Yeah. But that's what, dude, it might even be a joke. You know what I mean? Like, they're just taking something that's, like, popular with chicks and putting it with Bitcoin.
So what I'm seeing is, like, I don't know if, like, I see them in the market, but I just see, like, their own website. It seems like they're kind of advertising themselves as their own digital currency.
Yeah, there's a lot of those.
So they might, I mean, did you actually see them in any of the, like the market listings?
No, I don't look at that stuff. I just see them on Instagram. I follow Bitcoin, and I follow.
Instagram is full of memes for sure.
I get all my information, all my news, all my market information is from Instagram.
All right. Well, what I would suggest to you is just to check out like cryptocurrency market capitalization. And if you do a search like that online, try to find as many websites that line up. I can send you some links today as I collect them myself. But it'll let you look at like all the places. So you can take Bitcoin, for example, if you got there's an app too, and I'll send you the link to the app. But if you were to invest in Bitcoin, you could watch the market. You'd have a clear kind of like pattern to follow, and so you would be making. There's always a chance. There's always a risk, but you can have a calculated risk.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of the different part of it. Maybe some because I definitely want to look into it myself. My wife and I are going to do a lot more research definitely before we ever take the choice to actually go balls in or anything like that. But it's interesting shit, and I think that I honestly think my friend I need to resource this, but don't quote me on it. I always say everyone fact check their own shit too, double check it. But supposedly Bill Gates is endorsing the idea of it, and saying that this is essentially the way that it's going to be. Digital currency is the way that it's going to be because we're trusting mathematics. We're trusting an algorithm within a computer that's unbiased. Human has emotion, human has intent, human has want or drive to act dualistically, to act in either direction, whether it's for the good or bad of society. But a computer, you can think like, oh yeah, there's fucking it's like, that's scary, Terminator shit, it's totalitarian, fucking, we don't want that. But,
that's what I'm looking forward to.
If you think on the level of encryption, though, it's a really simple thing like mathematics. Like, complex, I should say simple, but it's a formula that is an encryption. It's working back on itself. It's a series of mathematical formulas in which a computer can understand on a really fucking deep level that is basically when it's set up, if someone decides, hey, this is the way the program is going to run, and it's set, boom, there's nobody that, I mean, unless you go out and physically construct every fucking computer and every different server that's hosting it, but once you have enough credible people, and I think that for the most part, it seems like if we look at the way the numbers have worked in the past for our manipulated, systems of finance, our money, and all that, you have a very small amount of people controlling a very large amount of people. So what that tells me is that a majority of people are trying to do honest good and fucking keep the money, right? But then they're all being capitalized by a smaller minority of the human race. So if that's the case, and you start putting it into a blockchain system, you're saying, hey, I want a larger amount of people to be able to regulate what's going on. Then that means so long as at least more than 50% of the population of people that are doing that are credible, then you have every reason to believe that it's more secure than a system that's backed by a reserve that nobody can fucking see or audit,
Yeah. Dude. Keen vision. Cryptocurrency consultations.
Conversation. That's funny.
Well, hey, man.
Like that. You should record that. You got a little
I hope that we get to team up on some cryptocurrency very soon.
I definitely be down to talk about it.
We're gonna make $1 million. All I need is I just need a Lamborghini before I die. Oh shit!
You're hella fresh.
This goes out to France, and Turkey, and Greece, Amsterdam. Get off the macadamians. Get off the macadamians. Get off the macadamians. Stop riding on my nuts, bro. Yeah.
Every year, thousands of acres of trees are destroyed by fire. Add to this the enormous costs of fighting forest fires, and you can see why forest fires are a national tragedy. Please, use fire safely, wisely, responsibly, or just switch to vape pens and edibles. They're ultimately healthier than the carcinogens you inhale. Buck Stallion eats edibles daily, but he also bong loads it up. Brought to you as a public service announcement from Buck Stallion's Holistic Emporium, GreenShopDelivery.com, and the Hillside Angler Fly creations of Judson McGrew, in respect to the National Forestry and Wildlife Association. And Cooter doesn't even smoke.
Special thanks for support from Bill's Wheels in Santa Cruz, Speakeasy Lounge, The Modesto View, One Truth Tattoo, Chris Ricky Presents, Clandestine Rabbit, Max Muscle Nutrition, Jonathan Booker Studios, Braun Theron, Tits Crew, Real Ones, Shatter Sesh, and ModestoNews.org.
When I say whoa,